Man, most people in your neighborhood are probably one paycheck away from total collapse. Like they have the house and the cars and whatever fancy country club memberships or gym memberships or some shit like that, but they don't have freedom because one thing can bring it all down really, really fast. And today I'm going to share with you guys 7 habits that actually build wealth quietly. And I know because I've put these habits into place in my own life. And it's not flashy or nothing like that. I'm not going to make you famous. But these are the exact reasons why I'm sitting here in China right now at 10 o'clock in the morning, relaxing, drinking coffee, while my old boss is probably stuck in traffic, which makes me smile. Or, well, due to the time difference, he's probably already in bed asleep because he's got to wake up early in the morning, go to work, which also makes me smile. So I'm going to share some of these habits with you guys today. And these are habits that I use myself. And the first habit, number 1, I'll just call this the bill habit. It's basically like automatic investing, right? I don't, like most people, they get paid and they spend their money on bills and then they invest what's left if they have anything left. Now, me, the way I do it, I treat my investing like a bill. Like I must pay X amount of dollars every single month. Just say, for example, $300 a month, it's a bill. And that bill is titled investing. And I put that into investing and I pay all my other bills also, my rent and all these other things. And then if I have money left over after that, then I'll invest even more. But investment is at the top of the list of the number 1 bill that I must pay every month. And that bill is myself. And each and every month is automatic. I would suggest setting a certain dollar amount and pay that to yourself every month, along with your mortgage or rent or car payments and all other stuff that you must pay. Pay yourself at the top of that list, your bill, your freedom bill is what I would call it, I guess. Habit number 2, again, not fancy, just a spending audit, right? Which basically means budgeting is not, it's, the word everybody likes to use, and it has a really bad sound to it because it sounds very restrictive, I guess. But a spending audit is a little bit different, I guess. Like we're going to track everything we spend, but it's not about restriction. It's about finding weakness. It's about finding where you're doing things wrong. And the only way to figure that out is to know where your money's actually going, know where you're spending your money. It's the organization of money. It's budgeting. So it's not restrictive. It's just seeing what's happening, seeing where you can fix things, right? Where you can tie up loose ends and make things more streamlined. And that's habit number 2, is a spending audit, or people like to say budgeting. Habit number 3, definitely eliminating bad debt, or not having bad debt at all, is massive. If you have bad debt, you're not going to get wealthy. And bad debt is basically anything that doesn't make money. So consumer debt, credit card debt, car payments, buying a car is actually a bad debt if you took a loan for it. The only good debts are going to be appreciating assets like houses or commercial real estate properties, something like that, or possibly debt on stocks that you own. Like you use debt to buy those, or use those as leverage to get loans to live and let those stocks pay you, something like that, which is what the ultra wealthy do. But for me, just eliminating debt, not having debt whatsoever, no credit card debt, no car payments, all that stuff, has been a massive game changer in my life in terms of building wealth. So habit number 4 is going to be, like I said in the previous one, related to bad debt. It's going to be buying things that pay you. And there's basically 3 different things that I would recommend, 3 vehicles. And if you have 2 of these 3, you're on your way to getting rich. So number 1, my preferred method of investing, I guess, is going to be stocks and ETFs, right? So buying stocks and ETFs, these are assets that are going to grow, they're going to pay you. Asset number 2, real estate. And I don't mean the house that you live in. I mean like renting houses out, like buying real estate, buying a house you can rent out, buying commercial property you can rent out. So we have stocks and ETFs, real estate, and the third asset that can pay you will be a business. Now, if you have 2 out of these 3, you're on your way to becoming a millionaire. For me personally, I do stocks and ETFs, mostly dividend stocks, and I also do business. I have a business. I've had a business here in China for 15 years, and actually have three different businesses right now that are running for me, that I'm owning and operating. And not talking about buying business through stocks, which that's also buying business, but I'm talking my own businesses that I have myself, that I own and operate. I have 3, and I invest money in that to grow and keep paying me money. Habit number 5 is going to be defeating your lifestyle inflation, because I've seen this destroy lots of people. You know, if you can keep your 2010 lifestyle right now in 2026, that is like the ultimate wealth hack. So most people, they get some money and they start earning more money and they start getting nicer stuff. You start spending more money. You're buying a nicer house, upgrading your car, upgrading your electronics every year, all these things. And those things will slowly deplete your cash. And so lifestyle inflation, right? Stop letting your lifestyle inflate as your income rises, because that will destroy you. Keep your lifestyle price the same while your income's going up. Say you're making $4,000 a month, it costs you $3,000 to live, you have $1,000 extra to play with, right? But then when your money starts going up and now you're making $8,000 a month, but your lifestyle is still down here at $3,000, now you have $5,000 a month to play with. And that's where the wealth starts really stacking up. So lifestyle inflation is serious, guys. Habit number 6 is going to be having some cash, like cash reserves, liquid cash you can get your hands on right now. Wealthy all have this. And here's why. Number 1, if you come across an opportunity that requires immediate cash, you have it. You can get it just like that and take advantage of that opportunity, even if it's not the full amount. So you come across a $100,000 real estate deal, but that $100,000 is deal, you can turn around and flip it 6 months later for 150 or 200,000. Having access to, 20,000 cash to make that down payment to get started on that deal or something like that, right? Having liquid cash you can access right now is going to open you up to many opportunities that you wouldn't have if you didn't have any cash. And just same, like say the stock market crashes tomorrow, it'd be a perfect time to buy. If you have cash, you can buy and just wait for 6 months, and now you're going to be sitting on a pile of money. But if you don't have the cash reserve sitting on the side, ready, waiting, you can't take advantage of that. And that's one of the things I've learned in the past from missing out on those things. And that's why I have a large cash reserve. I have about 3 years worth of living expenses saved in cash for if the shit hits the fan, I can live my life, and also have that cash I can access right now if I need it, in case I need to deploy it to take advantage of an extreme opportunity. So having cash, man, being liquid is very, very good thing to have. And it's one of the most important habits wealthy people have. The last one, habit number 7, which also probably the most important. They're all most important because you can't build wealth without these. All of these things you got to have. But consistency, the power of being consistent. If you look at this like a marathon and not a sprint, you just stick with the thing, stick with the race, keep pushing along, and you will get where you want to go. But this is the problem. Consistency can be very boring. Like, I know, like, look at my videos. I think they're boring. I have the same stocks. I buy the same stocks each and every month. I put a little bit of money to here and a little bit of money there. Keep buying the same shit. Nothing special, but it's very consistent. And that's what allows me to have this life. The thing is, when you're broke, you got like $20 to your name, you'll be very cautious and very self-conscious and very consistent on budgeting and tracking your money to try to grow that $20 to, $200. And you'll be very consistent with tracking everything to grow that 200 to 2,000. But once you get to a certain level, we like stop that consistency. We start getting bored, and we start getting, I'm a little comfortable. I'll take it easy for now. And then next thing you know, the consistency is dead, and so is your wealth. So it's a long game, a long marathon, not a sprint. You got to keep that same level of consistency that you had when you had $20 trying to get 200, that you have when you have 200,000 trying to reach 2 million. If you lose that consistency, you're done, man. So anyway, I hope these 7 habits were helpful for you. Hope they actually make sense. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you have any of these habits right now that you need to work on? Are you doing all of these? What do you think is the most important one? Let me know that in the comments below. And if you need help with this kind of stuff, I do offer some help. There's a free guide down below that'll help you get started figuring out what's important to you before you even start on this journey. It's going to help you have some clarity about what you need to do in order to take your life in the direction you want to take it in. And then there's another link below if you want to develop a plan. So that's all I got for you guys today, man. I'm going to sit here and enjoy this cool morning while my old boss is sleeping or stuck in traffic. I like that feeling. So anyway, I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. This weekend, I hit you guys with a portfolio update, so stay tuned for that. And also hit you with the Roth IRA update as well, so stay tuned for that. And see you guys next time, man. If you want to know more about my life here in China, link for that channel is down below too. You can go watch that channel. See y'all later, man. Y'all take care.